Everybody, and good morning. Happy Valentine's Day for those of you who celebrate Valentine's Day. We're here for our week number 6 intro psych live stream. Thank you so much for those of you who are joining me. I see a bunch of you getting logged in. I hope everyone is doing well. I missed seeing you all last week for our live stream since we had the flex day, but hopefully lots of you will be here with me today. So what I want to do, since we're in week number 6, is talk a little bit about what we have going on for this week. I did go over everything last week for week 5 in the recording, and a lot of you appeared to have watched it and still did the extra credit, which is fantastic. So I'll talk a little bit about exam number 3 and the things that we have going on. And then after that, I will give you the extra credit question and see if you have any questions for me. So kind of a normal week, kind of short and sweet. So let's head over to Canvas together. Really quickly though, can everyone hear me okay? Is everything coming through fine on your end? Everything looks good on my end, but I just want to make sure. Okay. I'll wait just a minute. If someone could let me know in the chat if you can hear me fine, that would be amazing. Okay, perfect. Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So we are, as I mentioned, in week number 6. So we are right here. Everything is due by this Sunday at 11:59 p.m. for weeks 5 and 6. And I did make a video last week going over the content and everything for week 5. So let's focus on week 6 for now. And this week, what we are looking at is chapter 11 on human development and chapter 12 on personality. 2 more very core topics within the field of psychology. So make sure, as always, that you read chapter 11 and 12 in the ebook. Don't forget to also read through my lecture and watch the lecture video where I'm lecturing to some PowerPoint slides. And do that for chapters 11 and 12. We have 2 discussions and an exam this week, so let's take a look at our 2 discussions that we have. As always, you have my instructions up here at the top, and then my video giving you a little bit more information. For discussion number 11, we're looking at the topic of human development. And what I have posted here are 2 songs about being a teenager. You're getting your country fix with 15 by Taylor Swift and Letter to Me by Brad Paisley. If you're not a big country fan, this might be your yearly fix, but we'll see. These were 2 songs that somebody shared with me as part of an extra credit opportunity, and I think they're really wonderful tie-ins to our content. So if you click on this here, it'll bring up the links and the lyrics. The second thing that you're doing is either going on a virtual field trip or an actual field trip to somewhere that sells greeting cards. Hallmark, Target, Walmart, the grocery store, CVS, Walgreens, lots of places sell greeting cards. If you don't feel comfortable going out into the world, you can always do this virtually, and that's totally fine. Once you're there, you will examine several cards and kind of take notes on the messages and tones in the cards that you are reading. So maybe take some notes either on your phone or on a piece of paper. You're going to look at a couple of cards targeting turning 30, 40, or 50, kind of middle adulthood, and then look at some cards targeting 60, 70, 80, or just kind of aging in general. And after you've looked at cards and watched the songs, you're going to answer these questions. So the first one, and this one's worth probably the most points and where I tend to see people sometimes not give me enough. So make sure you elaborate here. How do the 2 songs incorporate and demonstrate some of the cognitive, social, and or physical milestones or developmental focuses of being a teenager? Give me specific examples from the lyrics, link it to the stuff from chapter 11. So I'm looking to see that you can take the songs and connect them to the content in the textbook. So please be sure to do that. What were some of the general messages, tones, and focus of the cards for each age range that you examined? So for middle adulthood and late adulthood, you're more than welcome, as I posted down here, to take pictures or videos and upload those of the cards. You don't have to, but I think it's kind of fun. A lot of these cards are kind of comical. What are some of the attitudes and stereotypes you observed related to aging and getting older? And then just for fun, if you had to personally be stuck at one age for the rest of your life, what age would you pick and why? This is always, I think, a kind of an interesting question. Don't overthink it, but just if you had to be stuck at one age, what would it be and why? Make sure you elaborate. Don't forget to also reply to a classmate, as always, to get those 2 points. For discussion number 12, if we take a look at that one, this one is related to personality. Again, you have my instructions and my video. For this one, you are answering a couple of questions related to your personality and who you are. What has made you the person that you are today? So number one, if you had to describe what has made you the person you are today, what has shaped your personality, what are some key contributors for you? Briefly share a minimum of 2 factors that you feel have heavily contributed to your personality and explain how they have contributed to who you are. Number 2, in the spirit of the trait approach, describe yourself in 5 words, 5 adjectives or traits. Then number 3, I'd like you to ask 2 different people in your life who know you decently well to describe you in 5 words. Ask people who know you in different roles, like maybe you ask a partner or a friend or a coworker, a family member, a parent, a sibling, but ask a couple of different people, and are their words similar to yours? What are your reactions and comments? And then finally, at the end of the lecture on personality, I gave you some links and I put them here as well. I want you to take at least one of these personality quizzes. And some of these are more like fun and others are a little more reliable and valid. And I want you to take it and then tell me which one you took. What are your general reactions? What is the overall feel? What are your results? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Make sure that you're really elaborating and describing for me so that I know that you understand and can apply these concepts. And then, of course, don't forget to also reply to a classmate to get those 2 points. So those are your kind of normal things, right? You have 2 discussions, 2 chapters to read, and so on. And then because it's an even week, because it's week 6, we do have exam number 3 this week. Same instructions, same format, style, same suggestions as the previous weeks, but I'll go through them quickly just in case. Don't forget you have a study guide right here. So exam number 3 is on chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12. So motivation, emotion, human development, and personality. If it's on here, you will see it on the exam. If it's not in here, you don't need to worry about preparing or studying it. So just make sure that you know all these terms and concepts as they will appear on the test. As I've recommended a few times, if it were me, I would probably type those out and have it in front of me. Just that way, if I forgot something or I needed to reference it, I wasn't trying to find it in the book or wherever. So definitely prepare and study. Please try not to wait until Sunday night. We got some more rain coming this weekend, so inevitably when it rains, the internet goes out or the power goes out or things happen. So just try and take it a little bit early. Try to prepare and be ready to go. And you do have that exam due by Sunday night. So kind of a usual week, unusual like even week for us. I do have a couple of reminders and then the extra credit. I'll obviously post the recording of this a little bit later. I would also like to really remind you, and I'm going to put this in the chat. So since we're in week 6 and we didn't meet last week, a lot of you have fallen off your Twitch subscriptions. And some of you I know have never done this, and that's okay. But if you no longer see the football cake next to your name, like Genevieve, Hannah, it's not next to your name anymore. Same with Chris. What that means is your subscription, your free 30-day subscription has expired. So you just need to go back and renew it. It only takes a minute to do, but I would really appreciate it if you could figure that out. Again, a lot of you have fallen off. And if you can figure that out, take a minute right now or later today to renew that. I appreciate it. It's actually really easy to do. I'm going to move this up here. If you go to my Twitch page, and I actually can't show you on my channel, but I'll show you on a different one really quickly. Avery, same thing applies to you. Notice how you don't have the cake next to your name. So let's say I'm going to go to a football page that I follow. Sadly, football's over, which is so sad. But if you're on my page, right underneath the banner, there's this like purple subscribe bar right here. See it? If you click on the arrow, it brings up this. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you can click on Use Prime Sub and then subscribe for free with Prime. And if you do that, it'll renew it for 30 more days. So if you could just take a moment sometime today to do that, I would really appreciate it. So don't forget to check that. The other thing, of course, like always, is there is an extra credit question for this week. So let me put that here in the chat for you. I wrote it down earlier just to help myself out. Here we go. So here is the week number 6 Twitch extra credit question. Let me put it in the chat. What are Piaget's 4 stages of cognitive development? And give me one element of each stage, one element or defining feature of each stage. So you can list for me the 4 stages and then give me one like defining element or characteristic that's going on in each stage. And then if you are ready to answer that on Canvas, you will go to optional Twitch extra credit number 6 right here. Click on that. And then up at the top, click on Start Assignment. And then it brings up that box where you can type your response. And then when you're ready, hit Submit to get your confetti burst. And, ooh, 4-leaf clovers. It should have been hearts for Valentine's Day today, but that's okay. So you can do this before Sunday night as well, and those will give you those extra credit points so that you can get the 2 points for either joining me live, or remember, if you're watching this later as a recording, you can still get those 2 points if you're subscribed on Twitch. The other reminder that I have for you really quickly, I forgot to put this in the chat. Our next Twitch live stream will be on Wednesday, February 21st at 11:30 a.m. So I put that in the chat here. So we'll have a live stream next week, and then we will have one more week after that. Next week enters our last 2 weeks of our class. So we will do that next week and then the following week, and then we are done. Kind of a quick semester. So hang in there if you're starting to feel a little bit burnt out. We are definitely getting close as far as our class goes. If you have any questions about anything from this week or last week, I'll hang out for a little bit. Otherwise, don't forget to check and renew your subscriptions, because a lot of you have fallen off, as I mentioned. And then don't forget to get going on last week and this week's content. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I plan to eat some cake tonight. I have 2 different cakes that I got for Valentine's Day, a chocolate one and a vanilla one. That's about the extent of my Valentine's Day celebration. But I am looking forward to some self-cake a little bit later today. So that's very fun. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm going to minimize my video, but I will hang out for a little while if you have any questions. Otherwise, you are more than welcome to go, and I will hope to see you next week for our 7th week Twitch live stream. Thank you so much for all of you joining me, and those of you watching this later, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you as well. I'm so glad that you were here. Thank you. Okay, yep, you're good now, right? Yeah, I see. Is it Hannah? I'm trying to check your name here. Yeah, Hannah showed that you fixed it and are all set. Yep, you got the little football cake that kind of looks like a hamburger next to your name. So yes, you're all good to go. Thank you for taking care of that. Perfect. Have a wonderful day. You too, you too. I'm still here if any of you have any questions, just hanging out for a little bit. If you are concerned or have any questions about anything, I'm here and happy to answer them.